Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Good to see y'all here. I got to get a little closer. I did use deodorant today, so there you go. I hope y'all enjoyed that premiere. Good to see y'all here. I want to say hello to Cruising with the Colemans. We haven't seen them in a while.
Posh Cats Camping is
Posh
here.
Cats camping from across the pond in Ipswich, and they're probably out caravanning somewhere.
I hope so.
Oh, they've got some great videos. They also did a review of 2021, some of their best camping experiences in the UK. Go back and check that one. Also, Cruising with the Colemans just did a quick little video about a mock mimosa.
Oh yeah, I was listening to that.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it. I was listening.
They did with ginger beer and pineapple juice.
That sounds good to me. Now, I don't know. I've never tried ginger beer. I've done ginger ale, but I've never done ginger beer. So I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah, excellent. Good to see y'all here. Proud that you have joined us. Go ahead and welcome everybody, Miss Barbara.
We've got Rayleigh Creative Travel just
Hey, Blaine. Roll Tide, Blaine. I gotta get that in. Roll Tide. It's tomorrow night. Yeah.
We've got John. Is it Reefer Snyder?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay. Linda
Hey, John.
Linda Barker is here.
Hey, Linda.
And this is actually moving quite fast.
It really is. It really is.
I don't even have the mouse over here.
Our Epic RV Adventure joined us for the premiere, and we want to thank them. Also out and about on recumbents, Jody and BJ.
Yes, they're here. Who else did I see? Real quick.
Doreen from Camping Therapy
is
here.
Suzanne Nelson Klein is here.
Suzanne Nelson Klein, good to see you. Proud that you joined us.
Over the Hill RVs here.
Over the Hill RV.
Here.
Papa Drew. Papa Drew is doing his life is moving in fast forward. He lost a lot of weight. You're looking good, Papa Drew. You're looking good. You lost a lot of weight. You're working on a schoolie. You got that side-by-side four-wheel off-road vehicle. And I got to tell you, looking at that thing perched up on the back of your F-150 or 250 or whatever that is, that's scary. That thing is up there. But that's the way a lot of folks haul them. So yeah.
We also have Shannon Craft, the Aloha Kong.
The Aloha Kong, JW, good to see y'all. Elizabeth. Good to see you. Also,
there's lots of Lippy Lisa.
Shanna Craft, Lippy Lisa from Summer's Going Coastal. Are y'all going to Tampa?
They last week she said they didn't think they were. They just came back from a trip. So
well, I hate that we're going to miss you in the
anyway, but we're going to try to catch
Central
up with
Florida.
them.
Yeah, we're going to be down in Florida for most of January and all of February.
Well, most of February. We have to be home by the end of February.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got Kenneth Oakes is here.
Hello, Kenneth Oakes. Ford man, good to see you.
And of course, Mary Jones is here.
Mary Jones.
Doing her duties.
Yeah.
Thrifty Angela is here.
Yep. Hey, Angela.
Like I said, it was going pretty quick there for a bit because everybody was saying hello to everybody. So
if y'all didn't know, let me go ahead and tell you because they made it public. Traveling down the Banisters, Keith and Indiana.
Yep.
They just had the 5th addition to the Bannister family. And the name of the little boy, I'm going to have to look at the thumbnail. I can't remember. Let me borrow the mouse just a second. Let me look real quick.
We also have Johnny's Journey here. She's joining us in from Florida as well.
Yeah.
And like everybody's saying hello to everybody.
All right. Let me get this real quick because it's kind of important. Welcoming a new member, Octavia Yurixa. Octavia Yurixa Bannister.
Wow.
That is the new addition to the Bannister crew. Now they're over in Gainesville, Texas, and they're somewhat stranded. They're having truck problems again. If you followed them in the past, they had a major truck problem a while back.
So they didn't make it to Florida for her to have the baby?
They have not yet made it to Florida. They're in Gainesville, Texas, and they don't know whether or not they're going to make Tampa. They're trying to make the Tampa RV show. But they do have somebody there local that is left a note on their truck, saw their channel on YouTube, saw their plight, left a note on their truck and said, we're going to help you out. So they're looking for someone to fix the truck right now.
Lisa did say yes. Why, yes, thank you. We have just changed some plans, so we should be there Thursday and Friday. She believes.
Well, all right.
That's great. We'll have to get together.
Yeah, we'll get together and fire up your solo stove.
Cruising with Tacoma says, hello from Chile, Ohio. At least our fire is roaring.
I got a fire outside right now, too. Great to see y'all here. I love seeing your travels. And we were close 2 years ago in Tampa to cruising with the Colemans. When we first met our epic RV adventure, Michael and Shelly and Talon. You guys, if I'm not mistaken, you guys were also, I don't know if you were dry camping or in the full hookups over at
who's that?
Cruising with the Colemans.
I can't remember which.
I can't. I think we were close though. We're going to try to hook up, but we never did. But we've been following you ever since. Great to see you guys here. Proud that you're here. Johnny's Journey is here.
Yes.
Good gracious.
She's been doing some traveling and not necessarily in her van.
How have they found time to jump on the RV Underway live stream?
I don't know. They must have just got back from their little cruise that they took.
We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Look, if you're into the van life and you want to see some incredible van builds, she's a traveling nurse, but I think she has a new mission in life. And it's building out van conversions.
Cody's dreaming over there.
Our lab is over on the couch, and she's having a dream right now. She's doing the pause.
And she just moaned.
Doing the pause. Her eyes are tight, and she's chasing the wildebeest on the Serengeti Plain in her dreams right now. The squirrels have driven her crazy on the Chattahoochee River. We've been on Lake Eufaula for a month and a half.
Yep.
And now we've moved up the Chattahoochee River to Fort Benning. We're on the base, Fort Benning.
Yeah, we're actually at what they call, Fort Mitchell?
Yeah, well, the town is Fort Mitchell.
Okay.
And the camp is Uchee Creek. It's Uchee Lake and Uchee Creek, and it's right on the Chattahoochee River.
Yeah, the creek goes right there.
That's right.
Where those cabins are.
And so we have a slew of oaks and pine trees, and the squirrels are numerous.
Yeah.
And they drive her crazy. We leave the front windows of the RV open, and she stands there and just salivates with her ears up. So... But right now she's dreaming of catching those squirrels, although she could never catch them. But I tell you, I'm 230 pounds, 6'2", and she drags me around the woods out here.
After the squirrels.
She drags me around. I have to go running, otherwise I'll lose my footing. I know she pulls you around.
I have to brace myself when she starts to pull. But anyway, she's dreaming. So... yeah, Cruising with the Coleman says it sounds beautiful except for the squirrels. LOL. Yeah, that's well. No, Cody loves
and the deer. Now we've gone out the last 2 nights in a row. As soon as we stepped out of the RV, the deer roam freely on this property, and they did at Lake Eufaula as well because it's protected. So when you step out of your RV, they're not skittish.
Yeah.
They just stand around, look at you, and ease off. Well, Cody goes bananas.
She does,
and eventually she'll dart at them, and they will blow at her and take off, and she loses her mind. She absolutely loses her mind.
Anyway, that's why we both looked over that way, because she was moaning in her sleep.
Mary Jones says, please show some love. Hit that thumbs up. Thank y'all for being here. 19 folks in the room right now. We certainly appreciate it. Those of you who showed up for the premiere, I hope you enjoyed the Tale of Two Ladders, a review of 2 different types of collapsible telescoping ladders. And that video is on YouTube, and that company, 2 companies, sent us ladders free of charge to go ahead and run them through their paces, and I'm still using them. They're both great ladders. They both have their pluses. So But if you're looking for a ladder, check out that video. There's a lot of great videos online. All About RVs has a great telescoping ladder video if you're not familiar with that.
Our Epic Adventure, our Epic RV, Shelly and Michael, let's put it that way. It's easier for me to say Shelly.
And Talon.
They're going to be heading to Tampa.
Excellent.
And we will have our third
annual
dinner
at the Mediterranean
Grill.
What's the name of the place? It's
the Mediterranean Grill.
Doesn't it have a name? The Mediterranean. Well, yeah, it's the big fluffy bread and the we're gonna have the boogers. And
anyway, Talon chased some deer a few weeks ago, and of course, cruising with Coleman's asked our Epic if did the deer get away.
They always get away. She wouldn't know what to do if she caught one, although she would never catch one.
No,
she's never pushed away the dinner dish. She's a little on the plump side, and those deer would spring away from her in a heartbeat, same as a squirrel. She would never catch one, but I tell you what she can catch is birds.
Yes, she can catch a bird.
If a bird gets in our house, we have a fireplace. We also have a back door that's open most of the time in our 2-story home. And we'll go back there, and undoubtedly there'll be a squirrel in the house. A bird in the house. She loses her mind, and eventually you'll find the bird, usually decapitated in a bed of feathers. So she doesn't eat it, but she will catch a bird.
Yeah, but I think the poor bird probably beat itself to death before
it flew into the window for 48 hours and finally gave up.
Bayshore, thank you.
She caught it.
Bayshore.
That's exactly right. Bayshore Mediterranean Grill in Tampa. And we went there 2 years ago. We went there a year ago, and we'll be going back this year.
Yeah.
No doubt.
No doubt. So anyway, yeah. So we didn't mean to be talking about Cody this whole.
Well, I tell you what. Here's something I've been wanting to do. I wanted to bring up our trip wizard and let you explain where exactly we are headed.
After we leave here?
Yeah, this is actually the kickoff of our big Florida road trip.
Yep, it is.
And we're going to be here just a couple of days. And then we're going to leave here when?
We leave here on the 8th. So, or we're actually here 8 days. We don't leave on the 8th because that would have been yesterday.
Yeah, it's the 9th now. I hope.
I don't have a calendar in front of me. This will tell you.
All right. Which trip? Let's see. Open a trip.
That's it.
All right. Is that the trip there?
Yes.
January?
The one that opened up automatically.
All right. Cool. We're going to open that back up. It looked like we were going up the East Coast, so I didn't know if that was it or not.
That's some later plans because I just put I put January 2022, and then I just started plugging in some of the things we have to be at to do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, here, I'm going to go ahead and share this.
Oh, mercy.
And if we go back to StreamYard, you'll see there's me and Miss Barbara there. And there, of course, is our trip. Can you see that, Miss Barbara?
A little bit. I mean,
all right.
Mostly you have to see the...
You can talk us through most of that. I'll be right back.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Yeah.
It's a little small for me to see it on the screen. But anyway, we're here at Columbus. Now you tell me I got to get the mouse over here. All right. Oops, I removed it. Add to screen so I can hit the tab. All right, up here. Yeah, we're here at Fort Benning right now. That's the one that's wiggling around. Then we're going to the Tallahassee Automobile Museum, and we will be there on Friday. And we get to see that. Then on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to do another Harvest Host. And we've already done these people once before. This is Jose and Susan, and we're going to be stopping to see them again. After Jose and Susan, I found another Harvest Host we're spending the night at. And she has an Airstream, and she used to travel quite a bit in her Airstream. And so she's opened up to a harvest host. Then on Tuesday, oh my gosh, this stuff is coming quick.
It's coming quick.
Tuesday we'll be in Plant City. We're going to be staying at the Keel and Curly Winery. Then we have the Florida State fairgrounds. Then we get after the Tampa RV show. I'll get all this straight. We will be at Corshan State Park.
We're going to meet up with quite a few folks down there.
Yeah, we'll meet up with a lot of folks down there, but we'll also, that's after Tampa, and we'll be meeting up with a lot of folks in Tampa. Then we're going to be making our way. Now, I put this.
How long are we at Corshan?
We're there for 4 days. 4 days, and we will be meeting up with
Blue Wave Odyssey, Blue Sky Odyssey,
yep.
Debbie and Bob.
Yep. We're going to meet up with them, and we're also going to be meeting up with Diana and Brad. Of course, they're going to the Tampa RV show also, but we will be meeting up with them in their little area and hopefully go for a boat ride.
Yeah, they mentioned the boat ride, so yeah.
And so we're looking forward to that. We've got 4 days here. Now, I put this one in. I haven't made any reservations. This is on the way down.
Midway Campground, Big Cypress National Preserve.
Yeah, I haven't called them to make any reservations yet. I was just kind of playing with that right now. But that's got us going quite a few places and quite a few things that we'll be doing.
Linda Barker said her mom's cat brought home a pheasant once. Pheasant's a pretty big bird. That must have been a big enough cat to take a bird down like that.
Yeah. Then we get to we're spending 21 days in Key West. And that's really all the farther I've got planned out. I do have it plugged in for us to stop at DeLand. We need to be hoping to meet up with Bob and Sue.
Bob and Sue from Lucky Dog Productions moderator and Lucky Dog Productions. Bob and Sue, we hope to be in the DeLand area on our way back from Key West.
But between DeLand and Key West, we're going to either hopefully be staying in Hollywood because that's more on the East Coast of Florida.
Posh Cats Camping says, oh, wow, give Bob and Debbie hugs for us. We certainly will.
So anyway, we've got a great little trip all planned out. John is just pulling out of Wisconsin and heading down to Florida for the RV show.
Excellent, John. Look us up. We'll. I'm going to tell you now, if you're looking for us, we're in a Class A. We'll have our flagpole up because that parking lot is huge and there's no real shade out there. The flagpole will be up, and the national ensign, the Stars and Stripes, will be on the top, and a Jolly Roger will be right under it. So the black Jolly Roger flag will be us. And so come find us.
Come find us. Absolutely. Any of you.
Absolutely.
Come find us. And but we're really, that's stuff and after Key West, we are having to make our way up the East Coast side of Florida. And then we have to because we have an obligation.
We have to be back here by the 23rd, 24th of February. Lippy Lisa says Corshan State Park is really nice. We stayed there a couple of times.
We're really excited. I'm a little nervous about whether or not our spot's going to be able to hold our RV. But
Cruising with the Coleman says sounds like a great trip already. It really is. Our only obligation is to be back in South Alabama, Northwest Florida by the end of February. And so we're just going to leave here, Fort Benning, Georgia, and we're headed to Tallahassee, then to Live Oak.
And that's 4 harvest hosts. We're getting our memberships.
Well, really, and I'm wondering about that. I'm a little concerned. I'm going to tell you now, I'm a little concerned.
Why?
When we leave here, until we get to Tampa, it's all dry camping.
Yeah.
It's boondocking.
I know.
It's all generator and onboard water. And
actually, until we get to the state park.
You're right, because we'll be boondocking in Tampa as well.
Yeah.
We have got to find a dump station somewhere between that harvest host and Tampa.
I think we can do that. But
so we can bring on board potable water and also dump our black and gray tanks.
Well, we just need to fill it up with potable water before we leave here.
Well, we'll do that, but we'll probably burn through that 2 days and, we'll be a day in Tallahassee, right? 1 day or 2 days at the automobile?
1 day at the automobile.
1 day, and then 2 days in Live Oak at Casa Rodriguez. our newfound friends there on Boondockers Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jose and Susan. So we'll stay with them for 2 days. We'll be in their on their farm. So that's 1 day boondocking, 3 days after 2 days in Live Oak. Then at the Harvest Host, that's 4 days. 3 days in Tampa. I got big tanks, but
Lisa, I had to type in that camp on my phone so that when I
if
leave
they're that
here, I
big.
can go ahead and.
Johnny's Journey says, I have volume down while in a restaurant. Is Bob and Sue sick?
Sue was doing pretty good. I think Bob was sick for a while.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was off camera for quite a while, and she was hosting their live streams. I think he's doing better, though.
Yeah, I mean, Monday we watched a live stream.
Our sister-in-law, Kelly, came down with COVID.
Came, and
Art woke up about 4 a.m. this morning with cold sweats. They live in the same household together.
He moved into the RV when she got
I
COVID,
asked him about that. I called him today and I
Did you?
asked him, I said, I thought you were living in the RV. He says, well, I was set up in there to watch TV, but I still had to go to the house to, use the bathroom and hit the kitchen. So he's probably got it too. So Aaron is here.
Aaron's here. It just jumped.
Hey,
up.
Aaron, I'll tell you what, we have got to commission you to make us one of those placards for our
he
campsite.
made us one, and then we weren't able to make that trip west.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, we need to commission him for it.
We'll be down in Florida. If you're down in Florida.
Oh, he's in Texas right now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's work camping.
Oh, okay.
He's got another spot there. So,
excellent.
But anyway, we can do it by the mail.
Well, we certainly could.
But anyway, it's good to see you, Aaron. He said hey, and hey to the whole YouTube family. So we're glad to see that you're here. But yeah, we've got quite a bit. But anyway, Lisa, I had to type in that park that you mentioned because when I leave here, I'll forget everything that was in the chat. And
right.
I know I can go back and look at the chat, but it's easier for me to look at my phone. So we'll check that park out. Going back to Amanda, there's no D, in March.
Amanda in March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have to make it up there someday.
Absolutely. I thought Aaron was from Florida.
I don't know where. No.
Where are you from? Is it Ohio or Florida?
I think it was Iowa.
Out west.
Yes.
I'm totally confused, Aaron. For some reason, I thought you were home ported out of Florida, shipmate. So.
Gotcha, Lisa.
It's an Army Corps of Engineer park.
We'll check that out.
Can I show them the toys I got?
I guess so. You got a lot of toys. It had nothing to do with me.
Well, we're gonna start podcasting, but this will also help us with our live streams.
I'm not sure.
We are going to podcast.
Iowa. He's in Iowa.
Iowa. What a lazy state name. Think about that name.
You think it is?
Iowa. How lazy is that? What's the name of your state? Iowa. No hard consonants in there, just Iowa. Anyway.
Hey, John Chalker.
The Procaster from Roan. And I got a couple of these.
Now, yesterday he told me he was thinking of starting a podcast because he's got the voice for it, and he might as well do it. And there was no wheeze. There was no
we.
There was no wheeze.
I've got two of everything. Look.
Well, it looked kind of cute on Cody.
Cody can't talk. She can say an entire encyclopedia of things, but she can't talk. But look, I'm serious. You got two podcaster mics. Got the. I'm serious about this podcast now. Old Scott over at Our Epic RV Adventure has me stirred
up. No,
up.
he's not with Our Epic.
No, this nomadic idea. This nomadic idea. But the mixer, there's the mixer. And
so you bought all that stuff without asking me about it.
And
it's after it came in, you started mentioning, I think I might be doing a podcast.
Yeah, I told her. I told her months ago that we were going to start a podcast.
Did not.
I certainly did.
In your dreams.
I most certain. Well, maybe so.
Lisa wants to know what you're going to be podcasting about.
You name it. I have got some sea stories from the Navy.
Oh my gosh.
That will curl your toenails. But that will be a separate podcast. We want to do an RV Underway podcast and talk about the RV life, maybe 30 minutes.
He's obviously got a mouse in his pocket.
30 minutes 2 times a month and put out a 30-minute podcast. And I'm thinking of doing a podcast called Head Tales. Instead of Heads or Tails, it's called Head Tales. No, seriously. Follow me here. Aaron, you get it, right? Head Tales?
Oh, I got it. That's why I'm looking at you like that.
Tales from the Head. And that's where I'm going to tell some of my more salty sea stories, some of which will probably make the authorities visit my residency. That's why it's a good thing we're on the move. Because I always wondered why Tom Clancy could get away with talking about all that stuff in his novels. Things that we were not allowed to talk about, he was already talking about them in some of his novels.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Red October was full of submarine secrets that we weren't allowed to talk about.
Matter of fact, that's how I got my ESWAS.
Tell me about it.
Warfare. I don't remember the exact story because it was all BSing. But, you go in front of a board and you've got to answer a whole bunch of questions.
Tell them what ESWAS is.
That's my enlisted surface warfare qualification or specialist, ESWAS. But you have a board. You go through months of going through every part of the ship that you're stationed on, learning about everybody that's doing things and all that stuff. Learn a little bit about everybody's job. The whole idea is if we were in a war situation, they would get all these people together and we would all put our brains together.
And run the ship.
That's
right.
The whole
In other words, you learn everybody else's job, at least enough to get the job done.
But anyway, they asked me some question. And
PN1 ESWAS.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, surface warfare.
Surface warfare. He's also aviation.
Absolutely,
and he's a master training specialist. That's
right.
Said. Anyway, we go through all this training and stuff, and they asked a question, and I had actually just sat there and closed my eyes and
remembered Hunt for Red
October and the whole sequence about how the submarine deploys
countermeasures.
Right. And I went through and said the whole thing out of the book. And everybody stopped and stared at me. And I have absolutely no idea if I spoke the truth or not, or if I got it right or not. But the fact that I came up with an answer to this countermeasurement of a submarine, and they all just stared at me, and I got it.
Submarines have a 3-inch launcher, and we put these devices in the 3-inch launcher. They're like really small torpedo tubes. And you fire this thing out, and it's a canister almost like a giant Alka-Seltzer. And it cavitates in the water. So as it floats away, you escape, and the mines or the torpedoes home in on the cavitation in the water.
Anyway, that was in Hunt for Red October, and
I
pulled that out, and they all just stared at me. And afterwards, they asked me how after they gave me my ESWAS, they asked me how did I know that?
Tom Clancy.
And I said, Hunt for Red October.
The whole time I was in the Navy, he was writing novels about systems on board a submarine and on board surface ships that we couldn't even talk about. I always wondered about it. I'm going to talk about them now, though. Head Tales. Let me tell you, would you listen to a podcast called Head Tales if I told you that one time we found a teddy bear inside a nuclear reactor on board a submarine at sea? Would you listen to that? A hell of a story.
Hello to Nursing Our Travel Bug.
Hey, family. Bill and Natasha. And
the towers are getting crowded at the RV park. May end up behind. Haha.
Towers are crowded at the RV park. Towers are crowded at the RV park.
Maybe it means that she thinks that they're maybe they're lagging.
I'm a salt dog, and I would listen. I know you would, Aaron. I know you would.
But anyway, back to the podcasting. He did not tell me because my answer would have been the same.
No, I did.
RV there yet? Hi.
Hey, what we're doing right now is podcasting. You take this audio, and you've got an hour-long podcast. The only thing is, it would alienate a lot of listeners when we're talking to our chat. So you have to kind of narrow it down to 30 minutes and talk on topic.
That would be very hard for you.
It would. It would.
The Aloha Kong says he's heard the teddy bear story and he cannot comprehend.
We couldn't either. In fact, I left the Naval Submarine Force never knowing the answer to that, and who got hung for that one. It was something else.
Slow Momentum's here. They're California bound.
Hey, BJKT. Can't wait to see you guys in late April.
Yep, we got you already. It says our trip says January 2022, but it does have I put KT's rendezvous get together there.
Slow Mo Crew Rendezvous. Slow Mo Joe Crew Rendezvous.
Okay.
It's in Bastrop, Louisiana, the last weekend of April.
But I've got that in there, and I've got Helena, Georgia for the Jamboree.
If anybody is out there who can make it, we'd love to have you. It'll be our second annual.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It always is fun. And if you like to eat, oh, Lord have mercy.
But so I've got some of those main trips.
That's right.
That's right. The Aloha Conch needs to be blocked. He says you both did talk about the podcast. I believe it was on a live stream.
I did. See? She's saying that I never mentioned it. I have mentioned it at least.
You talked about it as
2
like
months
a
ago.
pipe dream.
Well, the pipe dream comes to reality.
Yeah.
Eventually, your dreams need to come to fruition, right? Well, this dream, we're on the road. We should have time. We're retired. What we retire for?
This old helmet, strap-on
spelled backwards is
no parts.
No parts.
Well, okay.
God, somebody had to work on that one. This old helmet.
We're supposed to be at the RV show Wednesday through Sunday, I think is when we leave.
And Wednesday, we're going to have to find a place.
That's what they say.
Yeah. So we'll probably be at, I don't know, maybe we can go to MacDill and stay one day in dry camping.
Well, we could, if nothing else.
If we could call them and go ahead and set up one day dry camping at MacDill Air Force Base.
And then you can, well, no, that'd be dry camping. But they do have a dump station.
Oh, they certainly do. They have a dump station and fresh potable water. So we'll be able to replenish our systems at MacDill. So put that on write that on your list right there. Like that. There you go. Good deal. I believe you talked about it with him. I did. No, I did. And she talked to me about it. And that's been at least a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Well, I like the idea of you doing a podcast.
Well, okay, then. It may just be me and this
Happy
voice.
Place Camping's here.
Happy Place Camping. Good to see y'all, Felix. And
we are camping in the parking lot, Lisa, and so I saw that our Epic RV Adventures also packed up. Camp in the Park. I'll get it all out. Camp in the Park. So we'll be doing that. Wise planning thoughts on the live stream. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yes, that's from the Colemans. But we will be camping at the RV show. So yes, in the parking lot. So the podcast will be best enjoyed in the head, with a porthole opened, or at least a filtered exhaust vent.
We don't have portholes in submarines, so. But yeah, you just have to live with your own funk, submarine. But no, we make our own fresh air, and it's anyway. Did I tell you the time that I went to the sonar dome at the nose of the submarine, and we were humped by a whale? That's another podcast right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Head tails.
All right. You got it all planned out.
Yeah. But I really want to do just RV podcasts. But head tails, I have a lot of stories to tell. And when I don't have a story to tell, I'll get with folks like Aaron Jameson and Michael and all of the ex-servicemen, and we'll come up with head tails. Just modify them a little bit. It's always a better story when you exaggerate just a little bit.
That's what I heard. All right.
Yeah.
So, what else we got to talk about? We got 20 minutes.
Well, you talked about where we're going.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
You talked about Cody. You talked about me and you talking about the podcast 2 months ago.
I didn't. You should probably write out a script or an outline for your podcast so your podcast fills a half hour. That's right.
Oh, that's true. You got to write a script. You got to tell the story first. And I have software that will convert speech to text. So you tell the story and then you go in and edit it. And then you have to edit that down to 30 minutes. Because let me tell you, trying to fill a 1 hour podcast, there's not many people who can do that. And not many people who would listen.
Nursing Our Travel Bug is going to get to the Tampa show on Tuesday.
Where are they staying? If they're showing up on Tuesday, are y'all staying at a camp nearby? An RV park nearby? Let us know.
And Aaron says, never let the facts get in the way of a good story. Yeah. Well, stories do get better when they're repeated over and over again, especially in front of an audience.
Well, when I tell stories, if I'm in the presence of my sister, God love her, Renee. Hey, Renee, God love you, but she's a stickler for the facts. And the chances are she actually knows the facts. My problem is I'm a storyteller at heart. So when I tell the story, I embellish just a tiny bit.
And sometimes your stories intertwine.
They're
not supposed to.
And they may not. The location may not be the same. Who was present may not be the same as the facts. But point is, when I tell the story, I try to entertain instead of, just telling a bland story about my mother sucking a budgie or parrot up into a vacuum cleaner.
You already told that story.
Have I told that story here?
Yes.
Have you folks heard that story?
You told it on Mother's Day of all days. You did. You told it.
How many people in the chat right now remember me telling the story of my mother sucking a parakeet into a vacuum cleaner?
Lisa knows.
And how many people would love to hear it again?
Oh, mercy. Mercy, mercy, mercy.
Stories should be...
Mary Jones said yes.
Stories should always get better with time. You're absolutely right.
Happy Place Camping. Aloha Conch. Of course they know.
I remember that bird story. Yes.
See?
Captain Jack. That's right. He remembers that story. Well, how about the Volkswagen van and the cup of pee?
Let's listen.
How many people remember that story?
Again. We heard it last time too. That wasn't my story.
No. Somebody wants to go outside.
The people were walking by.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, I did see them.
Yeah.
Our neighbors over here with the Aria. They have an Aria, ARIA RV.
Rolling
Class
with the group.
A.
We got asked if we wanted to go in with. Be in the fairgrounds, get there early so we can get parked to film a bit on the media day. They may have opened up the camp because the Florida campgrounds is operated separately from the RV show.
From the RV show. Now we were told by honestly,
on the website it said that.
Well, Brad and Diane, who live right there, said that the fairground, which is where we dry camp, the fairground would not be open on media day Wednesday. It would not open until Thursday, which is the official start of the RV Tampa show. So I don't know what Bill and Natasha know, but if y'all know something we don't know, text us.
Probably need to look again.
We
at
do.
The,
we
website,
do need to look.
It's been a little while since we've looked at it. So, because I know that the fairgrounds is operated, because you can dry camp at the fairgrounds year round just about, if there's other events. So I saw that you could camp there year round.
Well, there you go. I mean, if we can, we'll be there Wednesday.
Yeah.
How many days are we at the winery?
1.
That'll be the stop right before Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we might be able just to blow off the Harvest Host and go straight to Tampa on Tuesday.
Well, you gotta.
We'll
cancel.
See.
But
yeah, we
we'll
can cancel. We'll see.
Cancel. Get there early.
Yeah.
Because that's the second time I've saw someone say they're going to be there on Tuesday. So, anyway, yeah. But you'll need a honey wagon by the time you leave.
Oh gosh, I know it. We're gonna have to get on RV Trip Wizard and find us a dump station and some fresh water. But we will be going to Kershaw Campground right after Tampa.
And Happy Place Camping says we can't skip the winery.
Okay. We won't. Arriving in Tampa on Wednesday would be great, as long as
Dreaming Out Loud RV, and they're in Dover, Florida.
Dover, Florida. Named after the Dover family, who had 2 kids, Ben and Eileen.
That is so sad.
Yeah, it's a dead joke. Sorry.
I may have to take her out.
You may have to take a listen. We've got oh good gracious, we got 15 minutes.
I could take her out real quick and come back.
All right.
It should be open for camping on Wednesday.
Well, then good. We're gonna just cruise in on Wednesday and not attempt to stay at a Cracker Barrel or a Bass Pro Shop or something in Tampa. Now that she's out of the picture, I did talk to her about podcasting 2 months ago. It wasn't about Navy Sea stories. It was about RV Underway, the RV Underway podcast. I've been researching podcasts for a long time, and it's in relation to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. It's a fairly untapped market, considering there are hundreds of thousands of podcasts, yet there are tens, maybe hundreds of millions of YouTube channels. And again, Scott and Ariane at This Nomadic Idea, they have a great podcast, and I think they do it bi-weekly, every other week for 30 minutes, and they have a guest. That's something that's rational, meaning you can get a guest 2 times a month from the RV community to come on and talk to you about their travels or their encounters with different parks or their experience with different products. So that's something I'm looking into. And I went ahead and got the equipment to do it. And if it doesn't work out, I know plenty of radio stations who'll buy that gear from me. So no big deal. At a markup, of course. So tomorrow, you have not even gotten out the door yet.
I had to put my shoes on. I can't walk her in flip-flops.
So tomorrow is the national championship game, 8:00. It will be Georgia versus Alabama. And all I can say is that the SEC will win the national championship this year. So who's pulling for Georgia and who's pulling for Alabama? And I don't want to hear go Ohio State, go Big Blue, Michigan. I don't just, if you had to pick one, Alabama or Georgia, who would it be? Ricky, you should do a marriage advice podcast. You don't know how far that is from the truth. Now that she's gone, I can tell this. I believe our secret to longevity, we've been married 40 years, is the fact that we stay out of each other's business. During our naval career, she was at sea, I was at home with the boys. And when she was at home with the boys, I was at sea. So a large part of that 40 years, probably 25 years of that 40 years, we didn't even live under the same roof because we were deployed. And we've continued to give each other all that space, support, but plenty of space. And I remember Miss Barbara telling me years ago, before we got married, and I was showing off a bit of possessiveness, jealousy. She said, what did she say? She said, if you're holding a bird, let it go. If it comes back, it's meant to be. And I've lived by that mantra ever since. So if you let it go and it comes back, it was meant to be. And she came back and it was meant to be. I am 30 years old today. Timmy Ray the King. I feel like I'm 87 years old today, everybody. Timmy Ray, good to see you. What do you mean you feel like you're 87 years old? For goodness sake, you're just a yearling. A Clemson Tiger girl can't choose between those two. All right, well, too bad Clemson ain't there. Roll Tide over the Hill RV, SEC championship game. Nursing our travel bug. Bah, humbug. Lippy Lisa says that's why it would be funny, the podcast about marriage advice. Roll Tide, the Aloha Conch. I knew that was coming. Papa Drew. No, Papa Travels. Hello, Papa Travels. Georgia, pulling for the dogs. See what else we got here. Happy birthday, Timmy Ray, nursing our travel bugs. Again, happy birthday, Timmy Ray. Good to see you. Timmy, will we see you at the Slow-Mo Joe Crew Rendezvous? Slow-Mo Joe Crew Rendezvous in late April? Let us know. I care not about who wins all the baskets. I care not about who wins all the baskets. Well, it's going to be the SEC. going to go ahead and make my prediction. It's going to be Alabama by 1 touchdown. Alabama by 7. It may be more, but Alabama by 7. The cop said, didn't I just tell you? That's another story. Didn't I just tell you? That's another story, family story. Timmy Ray the King says, I've been hurting today. That's why he feels like he's 87. His birthday is today. He's 37 years old. Happy birthday, Timmy Ray. We are at Fort Benning on the Chattahoochee River and Lake Oochee and the Oochee Creek, which comes off the Chattahoochee and feeds Lake Oochee. It is basically Fort Benning, Georgia. We're on the Alabama side. Fort Benning, Georgia, just across the Chattahoochee River, the majority of the base. Yet this side of the base still goes by Georgia time, even though the dividing timeline is the Chattahoochee River right there. So our time over here in the park is Georgia time on the other side of the river. It's somewhat confusing, but when folks come across the bridge going home, you'll see them all vacating the base at 4 o'clock, which is 5 o'clock Georgia time. But they have a great park here. They have a lot of cabins. They have 2 laundry shower bathrooms. They have 2 giant meeting places. I'm going to do a review video on this place in the next couple of days. Again, I want to thank y'all. If y'all showed up early for the premiere of A Tale of Two Ladders, if you haven't watched it, if you're getting here at the end of the game, then check it out. A Tale of Two Ladders, RV underway. And James Cantonese, Bama Boy, 7. You mean no changing. I keep my Buckeyes and Bengals. I told you, no Ohio State fans. You had to choose Alabama or Georgia, James, one or the other. The keys at the beach, another family story where I threw away the truck keys during a family time at the beach. Now, see, I would say that was Virginia, but I think that was California. The Aloha Conch would know that. Was that California or Virginia where I threw the keys away? James Cantonese says, no way, Ricky. Okay. Linda Barker says, gee, James, what happened to your Bengals today? Yes, indeed. Remember to hit that thumbs up. We would certainly appreciate it. And if you've not watched the A Tale of Two Ladders, check that out. That's our most recent video. It was in California, according to James. James Cantonese says, Linda Barker, I am in the playoff, won the division. Prayers for my 87-year-old mom. She fell down the steps today and broke her wrist. May need surgery. She said she wanted to be like me. Oh, my goodness gracious, Felix. I'm so sorry. We're going to be praying for your mom, if that is Felix. Thanks for the supper company this evening. I enjoyed the latter video and the live stream. Shanna Craft, thank you for being here. And I hope you enjoyed your supper. And we look forward to seeing you next time. This time next week, we should be in Live Oak. Yep. We'll be in Live Oak, Florida. The second leg, actually the third leg into our big Florida trip. We're going to from here, which is the beginning, Fort Benning to Tallahassee, Tallahassee to Live Oak to a Harvest Host winery en route to Tampa, and then we're headed south from there. Camping Therapy, Doreen, not Felix.
You get your reading backwards mixed up?
Well, it says right here, Camping Therapy, Doreen, not Felix.
Well, yeah, it said Felix about her mom.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. It was Doreen's mom who fell down?
I don't know. I just walked in.
I may have. Let me go back
You
and look.
said it wrong. Yep.
Yes, Camping Therapy. I'm sorry, Doreen. It was your mom who fell down. I'm sorry. We'll be praying for her. Mm-hmm. She fell and broke her wrist. Mm-hmm. May need surgery. Linda Barker says...
got confused because they already answered.
And is there some tension in your home today over the Steelers and Ravens, James Catanese? Well, we are about 4 minutes away. We're not going to give away our usual $20 Amazon gift card today.
We're not.
We need that money for our Florida trip. We've been burning through money lately. Of course, it's been the holidays.
Yeah, and all that stuff you bought for a single person podcast.
Excuse me. What?
What?
That's a dual person podcast, the RV Underway podcast. We talked about this. Lippy Lisa says that I should have a podcast dedicated to marriage advice.
And what advice would you give?
She's always right.
Okay, so I won't be on the podcast.
Why not? You will not be on the RV Underway podcast. I could understand if you're not on the Head Tales podcast.
Oh, now we're doing 2 podcasts?
No, I'm doing a separate podcast.
Okay.
But the RV Underway podcast will be me and you. I'm trying to get a commitment here in front of all you folks.
I didn't know the RV lifestyle would meant this much camera and...
Well, honestly, if you're not doing a podcast or writing a podcast, you're sitting over there painting.
Yeah.
You prefer to do that?
I don't know. Hi, James. I just got back from... She did her lunging at the squirrel.
Yeah. She took Cody out.
Yeah. And she did her DNA testing, where she sniffs and sniffs and sniffs and sniffs.
Well, she sniffed at a tree out there earlier today, and then she dug a little, and then she sniffed, and then she dug, and then she was going to eat something. And it took all I could to get her away from it. No, put that down. I don't know what she dug up around that tree, but she was about to eat it. She has a habit of eating duck or goose poop near the river or lake.
Yeah, we're not. Well, it still could be.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. She tried to dig something up the other day.
We got 1 minute left. I want to say so long and thank you everybody who joined us. Best advice ever. She's always right, and you're sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, good.
It's true.
Yes, Cody will be going to Tampa with us. Now, Lisa, she's not always the friendliest dog.
No, she's
However, if you just hang out with us a little bit, talk and stuff, and talk to her a little bit, but keep your distance. And she's fine when she knows somebody.
She just is very protective.
Yeah.
And it's always been us on the farm, just her and us. So she doesn't like strangers.
She's not too thrilled with strangers. She wants to meet every puppy dog, but then gets very protective. So
real quick, Bill, Natasha, are y'all going live today? Nursing Our Travel Bug. I know BB3 is going live.
Okay.
And I know that Box Van D is going live.
Okay.
Also tonight, Dream on Wheels.
Okay.
Dream on Wheels. Check out their video as well. So Box Van D, Dream on Wheels, also BB3, Haunted History, Murder Mystery, Haunted History. And real quick, if you could slip it in there, if y'all are still here, Bill and Natasha, are y'all going live right after us? But anyway, our time is up. It's 4:00.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I'm glad you did. And our podcast talk.
It took up a lot of time.
Love you guys. Appreciate you spending a Sunday with us. Hope to see you next Sunday from Live Oak, Florida. Until then, I'm Ricky.
And I'm Barbara.
And together we're RV Underway. And until we see you again, fair winds and following seas.